Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to watch our video. My name is Chris Terrio. I'm the Senior Director at Online Business Systems. And here's my friend, Mark.
Hi there, everybody, and thanks for that, Chris. Mark Struck, Principal Consultant, and I'm focused on data and AI and helping clients get the most out of their data assets.
Perfect. Thanks, Mark. We're here today to talk about IVAs, Intelligent Virtual Agents, and maybe the difficulty or challenge of where to get started with them, where to point the ship to take the journey to success. So being able to pick and choose the right starting points and right use cases to apply intelligent virtual agents to. Mark, I know from previous conversations we've had that we always start with data being the most important piece to build a good foundation for building IVAs.
It's your bedrock. You want to ensure that data is of the ultimate quality. It impacts how you use it, and I think when I think about the data, I think about two specific things: how reliable is the data, and how representative is the data. And by reliable, I mean things like accuracy and availability. But when I talk about representativeness, it's about how closely to the actual business process does that data mimic what's going on. If you eventually want to use that data for making predictions in a specific process, understanding that data is actually a really good representation of the process, it impacts your ability to use the data, it impacts your ability to make predictions, and it impacts your ability to generate value from it.
All right. We historically within the contact center industry, we've always been accumulating large quantities of what historically has been unstructured data. So voice recordings, chat transcripts. It's always been a tedious exercise to try to process those things and go through to find true value out of that meaningful data. But maybe that's a very good segue into today's technologies. That is a buzzword within the industry of LLMs and large language models. It really does now give the power to be able to visualize that large corpus of data that we've been collecting. LLMs are hot.
Yeah, and changing every day. Right. The capabilities that we know of today, I think they're going to evolve. But in terms of what's available today, certainly in terms of the voice recordings that are there, there's always been an ability to sort of analyze them to some degree. But with the new tech that's available, being able to dig even deeper into the sentiment, dig even deeper into the exchange between two people, and lining up with the expectations of both. On the agent side, from a management perspective or a company perspective, there's an expectation of sticking to the procedures that have been sort of set up. So how close is that aligned? And then from the customer's perspective, they have certain expectations when they call in. So can you quickly synthesize the call and understand whether or not that expectation has been met? Today, the technology exists to do just that, and I suspect that even more capabilities will emerge from these technologies.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I think we're seeing the emergence of some of those applications within the contact center today. I mean, LLMs with their ability to understand more complicated utterances and interpret accurately what's being requested or said. We're getting much better at flattening out IVRs, so less having to use the traditional DTMF or guided voice. As opposed to maybe asking open-ended questions and interpreting what those responses could be. Other use cases that we see application for are kind of an agent assist type role. Product that Five9 has out, Agent Assist allows to live transcribe the interaction that's going on in a voice channel. There's also the ability with AI to suggest to the agent their next best action to take. So that you deliver consistent responses as opposed to having mixed messages potentially depending on the quality of your agent. And then I guess lastly or thirdly, there's many more to be applied, but quality management historically has been kind of supervisors listening to a subset of voice recordings to score an agent, whereas AI now has the ability to listen to those interactions and perform quality management on the entirety of interactions. So coaching now takes I guess is on steroids at that point using
Yes,
LLMs, which is great. But in speaking about LLMs, I mean, it introduces maybe some concerns that we've heard out there about risk and potential security that's associated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the new technology has certain capabilities and they're fantastic, but when we're using them, I think it's key that the communication is there to suggest when the AI is being used. So from an ethical standpoint, not sort of passing off work as your own when the AI has actually been in play. It's important to be clear about when the AI is being utilized. And then beyond that, when the AI is being utilized, how do you know that you're being safe and secure in the utilization of it? And so I think that's one thing that at Online Business Systems we are sort of taking pride in, is having a real robust practice around risk, security, and privacy, so that when these new applications are being used, we're doing it in a way that's safe and secure.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. Maybe another question to you. Do we have any sort of tried methods to point that ship in that right direction to get a good start on where we need to go?
Yeah, getting off the start line, right? And so the data, we've already talked about that's a key first step. But after that, really understanding, well, what do you want to do with it? And that's a conversation around use cases. And so we've devised a workshop that allows teams to go through an exercise of first starting to identify the metrics that matter most to either their area or the organization, then looking at the processes that feed into those metrics, and then taking a step back from that and looking at the key decisions that occur in those processes, and specifically looking for decisions that are made with a high volume. Where we can find the high volume decisions, we can find the data as well. And so those are the prime cases for like the prime instances in which we can find use cases where we can leverage the technology. Then we've got the data we need in ample supply. It fits into an established business process, and it can support people in their decision making to ultimately impact the selected key performance indicator in a fashion that is desired.
Oh, really good. I know also we've made some really good partnerships out there with technologies like Human First that we leverage within our workshops, potentially in the contact center space, just to be able to ingest all that, what traditionally unstructured data. And what Human First does is it gives you a quantitative output of exactly what the intents are from all those conversations that were very hard to parse through before. So from there, you can get the real voice of the customer. You can hear what people are talking about. And from there, make intelligent decisions about first steps on developing your next best IVA and make it more successful off the hop. So all that being said, thanks, Mark, for the time. And thank you, everyone, for taking time to listen to us today. If you are interested at all, or if we've piqued your interest at all with our workshop, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'd love to sit down with you and look directly with your data and set you on that journey to success. Thanks.